What is up, everybody? Back with another most listened to bands of the month video here, and I am actually a few days late with this. This is going to be for October. Just pretty much completely forgot about doing this. I was out of town, and then I had a subscriber ask me about this video I've been doing at the end of each month. So thanks to Saba Cernak. I'll put the picture there on the screen, but thanks for reminding me, and I'll get straight to this. So anybody that hasn't seen these yet, I just go to my Spotify account, the stats feature, and it shows you everything you've been listening to lately, which I think is pretty cool and interesting to look at. So my number 10 of the past month is Vane. Great classic glam metal band. They've been on here a few times. Really think they've got a really cool, unique sound. It's a little bit darker than a lot of the other bands of the time period. You got Davey Vane on vocals. He produced the first two Death Angel albums, so he might like some heavier stuff, obviously, and some darker stuff. And he's got a really cool, unique voice. Debut album, No Respect, from '89 is really good. They got a lot of stuff that's really good throughout the '90s, and even their most recent album, Rolling with the Punches from 2017, quite solid, so go check them out. Number 9, Kingdom Come, another band that I freaking love that I don't really call them glam metal, but they came up in the same time, late 80s, hard rock is what I call them. Got Lenny Wolf on vocals, super cool, another great unique voice, somewhat similar to Robert Plant, but personally, I think Lenny Wolf is the greatest hard rock singer of all time, so really love most of Kingdom Come's albums. Been listening back through some of their more modern stuff to possibly do a discography ranking on them at some point, but their classic stuff is great. Even their most recent album, Outlier, is really good. The band is still together right now, but Lenny is not on the vocals, so don't really care to follow them if Lenny's not there, because he is the band, in my opinion. Next up is, one sec, trying to load my screen here, of course. Number 8 for the month, Immortal. Great classic black metal band. There's going to be several black metal bands on here because I did just do my top 50 black metal bands of all time. Or it wasn't black metal bands, black metal albums. So a lot of black metal I've been listening to lately. Immortal, great classic band from Norway. Ton of good stuff. Sons of Northern Darkness was my number 2 black metal album of all time. Number 7, Marty Friedman, one of my favorite guitar players ever. Been listening to a lot of his solo stuff recently. Music for Speeding from 2003 is actually a really cool album. Was kind of his comeback album after he had left Megadeth. Didn't really do much for a few years, but that's good. Of course, I really love Inferno from a couple years back now, but a lot of great stuff with Marty. And of course, in the 80s, he had Dragon's Kiss, his really great solo album after Cacophony there before he joined Megadeth. And then we got Marduk at number 6, another great black metal band here. These guys are from Sweden. I had Panzer Division Marduk on my top 50, but they've got several really, really good albums. Really, most of their albums are good. Just really cool band. Number 5, Dark Fortress, another black metal band. These guys, melodic black metal from Germany. One of my very favorites. I rank them in my top 5 all-time black metal bands. At one point, they were my favorites, but a lot of great stuff from these guys. They had several albums in my top 50, so definitely would recommend. Really, you can listen to anything by them. Stab Wound, Shant, Lem. It's spelled Y-L-E-M. Alem, I think is how it's pronounced. The album from 2010, I believe it came out. But Profane Genocidal Creations, Tales from Eternal Dusk, all really good albums. Number 4, Inquisition, yet another black metal band. These guys, my top favorite black metal band for probably about a year now. I don't really see that changing. I just think they've got a super cool sound. Very thrashy in moments, but also very cosmic and spacey and melodic in other moments. It's just a 2-man group. You got Dagon on vocals and guitar. Amazing tone, great riffs. Love his nice muddy, raw, thrashy guitar tone. Super unique voice. And of course, Incubus on the drums, who is a freaking machine. They've had that lineup since 1996. They did have a bass player briefly on the first album, but since the second album onward, it's just been the 2 guys, which is incredible that they sound that loud and powerful live with just being a 2-man group. And next up at number 3 is Evilfeast, another really great black metal band. This one from Poland. It is a 1-man group. The guy goes by the name Grim Spirit. Don't know what his real name is, but Grim Spirit is what he goes by for the band. Really, really cool atmospheric black metal. The keyboards and synth and all that just creates a super dark, evil, eerie atmosphere, which is super cool. Had their debut album, Mysteries of the Nocturnal Forest, on my top 50 all-time black metal albums. So if you're going to check out anything from the band, I would recommend that one. It is really good. Number 2, Cradle of Filth, another one of my favorite bands ever, whether we're talking black metal or just extreme metal or whatever we're talking about. They're up there for me in my top 10 all time. Love Danny Filth's voice, super cool and unique. It's held up really well over the years. Still sounds really good on their new album, Existence is Futile. Really, they've got just a ton of really good albums, but the new one is quite solid. People have been asking me about it, what I think. It's really good. Definitely in top 10 album of the year contender for sure. And my number one of the month was LA Guns. So we got a glam metal band at the top through all the black metal I've been listening to, but LA Guns reigns at the top. So many good albums from them. Love Tracy Gunn's guitar playing. Phil Lewis on the vocals has a super cool voice. They do have a new album coming out very soon, so look out for that. But the classic stuff's awesome. The mid stuff is great. The newer stuff is awesome. So can't go wrong with any LA Guns. And real quick, the number 11 through 15 bands, so the other ones that were really close to making the top 15, got Sargeist at number 11. This band at number 12, Anorexia Nervosa, which is a really cool kind of symphonic black metal band. Some really good albums in the late 90s, early 2000s from them. 13, Burzum, of course, the band led by Varg. Great classic black metal. Unto Others, which is a really cool kind of gothic metal band that's their new album is fantastic. Really, both their albums are fantastic, but album of the year contender for sure from them. And number 15, Belphegor, great blackened death metal from, they are from Austria. Almost forgot that for a second, but that does wrap it up here. That's what I've been listening to lately, and as usual, let me know what you guys have been listening to. Always like to see that, and until next time, thank you for watching.